Alright guys, we're back for part 3. I know this sucks, but I'm just being safe, seeing if the 15-minute thing, if it will let me or not, so I'd just rather do this now instead of having to cut it into a million pieces, so just doing it like this. We're here for part 3, and first person for this part is from Super Salmon 11, aka Salmon Oscon. And we're cool, by the way, from the last part, because I know you were part of one of the questions, but we're cool. Okay, first question was, I'll have to say how he put it. Hold on. If your series called Mopar Nationwide Series starting in October, maybe I don't know exactly what you're asking there. Were you asking if my Mopar Nationwide Series started in October, like last October? If that was the question, then yes, but I'm not 100% for sure what you're trying to ask. You didn't really word it very well. But if that's what you're asking, that's when it started last October. Was when I came back from like vacation or something, and I started my Mopar Nationwide Series. Second question: is your NASCAR fan since question mark? I think you're trying to ask. Just wording. Ugh. Well, I think you're asking how long have I been a NASCAR fan. I've been a NASCAR fan since 2001. And the first race I remember watching was the 2001 Daytona 500, and not a good race to start watching NASCAR. I think that was the only time I ever saw Dale in her race, and of course that was the race he died, so not really a good first race. So 2001 was when I started watching it. And the last question, your driver favorite is Jeff Gordon. I'm thinking what state is your favorite driver Jeff Gordon? Yes and no. Yes, because he's one of them. No, because he's not my favorite driver. He's one of them. He's about, I don't really have a top favorite driver, but I know because I'm driving the 24 in my Cup Series, it makes it seem like it. But I switch cars every year, like every season, if you guys haven't noticed. So I was 18 to 22 to 24, so yeah, I just switch around. So really keeping you guys guessing. Our next set of questions is from Xavier48, aka Xavier Livingston. His first question is: do you think that the Sprint Cup should bring back Rockingham? Yes, I think they should. Get rid of Auto Club or Pocono or something that's boring. Rockingham was a great track. I don't know why they got rid of it, because the Rock was an amazing track. So I think they should bring Rockingham back at least once for the second race of the season. I mean, it always seemed like it made sense. That or the second, or even bring both the races back. I think the race in there was really good. I really don't understand why they got rid of it, because they have other tracks attendance that were worse than Rockingham. So I think that's pretty dumb. But at least the Truck Series are back. But I hope in the future they might think about going back to Rockingham. Question 2: who is your favorite Nationwide Series driver? Favorite Nationwide Series driver is definitely Austin Dillon. I think he has a bright future. It's not because he's driving the 3. I just like Austin Dillon because he was good in the Truck Series. He'll get around the Nationwide Series, give him about a year or something, and then he'll be good, and then he'll go up to Cup. And then also right behind him is Elliott Sadler. The reason I didn't have him first because Elliott Sadler used to race in Cup, and I like him. He just had a bad luck in the Cup Series, and he's maybe going to have a chance to win the championship in the Nationwide Series this year. He's already won a couple races, but I think Elliott will get back to Cup quicker than Austin Dillon will. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I would say Austin Dillon is my favorite Nationwide Series driver. And then the last question: why do you think God put us on Earth? Oh gosh, that kind of a question in a question and answer session, huh? Why did God put us on Earth? I mean, everybody has a different opinion. I'm not even really 100% sure about answering this. He might want us to try to live. He wanted other people to live and see how they do, give other people chances to live their life. I mean, it can go into depth because of religion and stuff. I mean, I'm not really 100% wanting to answer that because, I mean, everybody has a different opinion about why we got put on Earth. I mean, it could be different. Like, one person say something, the other person say something different. I mean, it could be a big debate. That's something we might not ever know. I mean, we should be thankful that God put us on Earth, though, at least. That's what I would do. That's at least what I could say. Next set of questions comes from the account second, aka Pichu, or Pichu London, or Walker, whichever you want to prefer. First question: where did you get the name dillontay22? I already answered that earlier from Seth Cole, I think. Question 2: what are your favorite Mopar Nationwide and Mountain Dew races? Mountain Dew race series, there was a couple. The Season 2 race at California, when Trent Dunham won, was pretty crazy because he looked like he was going to lose that race. They got hung up in traffic, and that was when him and that Ralph Green rivalry was kicking in. So And he came back and won that. That was pretty cool. We had a couple photo finishes over the seasons, like Taylor Orndorff and Wesley Ware at Las Vegas. That was a crazy finish. Matt Richards and Zohar Munn last season also at Kentucky. I like those close finishes. Those are the ones I like. Andre Castro, Jake Rogers at Daytona. And then the deciding factor for the championship of Season 2, where Jake Rogers finished one position ahead barely over Cody Birmingham for the championship. It was just Heather Todd who he passed. He edged her to the line and won the championship by 1 point. So those are just a few of them. Nationwide, I'm trying to think on top of my head. We had a lot of crazy races, I mean, for sure. I'm trying to think of a specific crazy one, though. I can't really think of a nationwide one on the top of my head. I'll get back to that, but I'm not really sure. It's only been one season. I really haven't had. There wasn't really. I can think of a spectacular finish, because a lot of them either finished on a caution or there was just somebody was way ahead. But I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll have a good finish. Well, you know, we did have a good finish in this last nationwide race. Was pretty good. Aaron Williams holding up. Willow Livingston was a pretty good one. That was a good side-by-side race, and she almost caught Aaron and passed him, so that was a pretty good one. We haven't had a lot of spectacular finishes yet in the Nationwide Series, but we should have it soon. And the last question, what sites do you use to get your cars for both series? NNRacing.com, Elite Paint Designs, Outlaw Gamers, Sim Racing Designs, Teams SBR, stuff like that. It just varies depending on what I'm looking for. And we'll go on to the next person. This comes from Torm223300. Tino Torm is what the name is. I don't know who it is. But anyway, they ask, how long have you became a race car fan? I already answered that from 2001. What is your favorite shoe brand? My favorite shoe brand is Jordan. I have a pair. I like Nike too, but I mean, I wear Nikes actually more often, but I like Jordans more. Their shoes sometimes don't fit that well, or just don't feel that well sometimes. I like Jordan. They have a lot of cool shoes and stuff. I've just recently started liking them since like last year, so I would prefer Jordan, but I wear Nikes though. Actually, I would just say Nikes probably. I like them both. We'll just go with that. Last question. Who is your favorite race car driver? I already said this a couple times. I really don't have a specific one. Just it varies between like a few drivers like Harvick, Gordon, Edwards, Keselowski, Stewart, stuff like that. Next set of questions comes from good friend Dylan Young. I'm not going to say his username. Okay, well, 867-530-9858. I already ruined it. It's just a bunch of numbers, but yeah, Dylan asks, favorite race in Mopar Nationwide? Like I said a second ago, not sure. I was going to say that the last race I put up, I guess, Mountain Dew, I said already. Favorite NR2003 driver, example, Seth Cole. I mean, favorite NR2003 driver, probably, from looking at comments, probably Trent Dunham, because his reactions when he finishes is hilarious. Or if he wrecks, he gets all mad. If he wins, he gets all excited, and then like he has Red, like all talking like in character, good race, everything, and all that, and Zohar and all that. It's really funny to see how Trent's reaction are, especially when he's doing his own races when there's wrecks and stuff. It's really funny. I like seeing Charles Jackson when he's doing stuff too with his commentating. Randy Orton fan, or Aaron Williams, or Kevin, whatever you guys want to call him, Kevin Rabinall, whatever you guys call him. All those three are really funny to watch and everything, and they're all serious when it comes down to it also. And favorite paint scheme, I've already answered a couple times, so yeah, Dylan kind of got in the bad situation of being all the same questions and all that. And we'll see, the next set of questions is from Autobot Awesomeness, aka Justin Perry. What's your favorite NASCAR race? My favorite NASCAR race would be the 2002 Daytona 500, because everything at the end of that race was crazy, between that big wreck on the restart, Jeff Gordon getting turned by Sterling Marlin, then Marlin racing back to the line with Ward Burton with his tire, like with Marlin's fender rubbing. Marlin beat him to the line. I mean, he had the race probably. That rub probably would have went away. So he decides to get out of the car under the red flag and try to pull the fender out. You can't do that. NASCAR can't work on the car under the red flag. Gives the race up and my favorite driver of all time, Ward Burton, gets the Daytona 500 victory. There's just a memorable day because I just remember I was like a little, it was just like a little 8-year-old kid or whatever, 7-year-old kid, 8-year-old, whatever, just watching my favorite driver win. So it was just amazing. It was a great race for sure. The last question, what's your favorite movie? My favorite movie is the new Transformer movies. I don't know what made me want to like them, but I started watching them, and I've kind of stuck with them. All of them have been really good. I probably like the first one the best, though. It was really good. It just, how it all started and everything was amazing. It was a good movie. Second and third one are good, but not as great as the first one. I'm probably going to cut this off one last time and have a short part 4 for the last couple of questions, so stay tuned for part 4.